I'm Brooks Robinson, the Pastoral Associate here at Saint Alphonsus. In this third installment of our Advent and Christmas video series, I invite you to journey alongside the Magi as they follow that star to Bethlehem. For those unfamiliar with the story, it is found in chapter 2 of the Gospel of Matthew. The story begins with the Magi from the east. Many believe that they were priests from Persia, that they were skilled in astrology and magic, and often advised kings. One evening, they noticed a star in the sky and set out to follow the star to meet the newborn king of the Jews. This journey takes them first to Jerusalem, the capital of ancient Judea, and where they meet King Herod, the Roman subclient king over Judea. Herod desires to know the location of this newborn king, pretending to be devoted and interested. However, we later learn that he does not wish to celebrate this king's birth or to devote himself to this king. Rather, he instead wishes to kill this king. After departing from Jerusalem, the three Magi again set off to follow the star. This time, the star settles over Bethlehem. It stops over a home. The Gospel of Luke calls it a stable. And as they enter this home, they bow down and they gift this newborn king gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Later, being warned in a dream, the Magi avoid Jerusalem and avoid King Herod and take another way home. This one piece of the Christmas narrative represents and connects to our own faith journeys. We can ask, what would it be like to journey with and alongside the Magi as they follow that star? What would it be like to stare at the sky night after night, to notice one night a star much different than all the others? What was it about this star that caught their attention? What was this star doing? Was it brighter than all the rest? Did it move? How did they know that by following the star, they would meet the newborn king? We have all seen stars, some brighter than others, some seasonal, some in one place at one time, in another place at a different time. But I have never been so captivated, so moved by a star that I wanted to follow, to seek it out, to discover where it came from. So what was it about this star that did that for these Magi? Does the light of the gospel, the light of the world, captivate you this much? Are you willing to just get up and follow the star wherever it may lead? In the ancient world, to travel long distances would have taken weeks or months. Most travel was done on foot, or if you were wealthy enough, a camel. The Magi, traveling from Persia to Bethlehem, could have easily traveled 1,000 miles. There were no hotels, no Airbnbs, no cars, just the slow pace of foot travel, exposure to the weather, and the risk of bandits. Imagine being captivated by a star so much that you were willing to endure the harsh desert heat, frigid evenings, sandstorms, and the risk of being killed or robbed by bandits. Are you or have you endured such hardships for the sake of the gospel? Where did you draw your strength from? As you enter the sprawling urban center of Jerusalem, you meet King Herod, and you sense obstruction, conflict, and hostility. Have you experienced obstruction, conflict, and hostility in your own faith journey? Have you been tempted to give up in those moments? Where do you turn to for strength? To the star? to the light of Christ? You are led out of Jerusalem to Bethlehem, a humble village. The star stops over a small home, and you enter. Do you notice the humble surroundings? Quite the opposite to that of the luxury and trappings of power you find in King Herod's court. Instead, you encounter a lowly father and mother caring for a baby. The gifts you bring of gold, frankincense, and myrrh are worth more than the entirety of their earthly possessions. Yet you gift it and give honor. Are you willing to give your best to Christ this Christmas season, just as the Magi did? Are you willing to give the entirety of who you are to Christ this Christmas season?